Welcome back to Mission Impossible Monday, where I review a Mission Impossible movie every Monday leading up to the release of the new movie. Today we got Mission Impossible 7, aka Dead Reckoning Part 1. And honestly, I like the movie a lot, but at the same time, there's one issue that I just did not like about the movie. But first, the pros about the movie, and that is the action and stunts. Awesome. You can see the behind the scenes of Tom Cruise doing all the stunts. That was really cool. Also, the plot of the movie is them trying to defeat an AI. And I really like that because it's a really impossible task, because in a world where everything's just stored digitally, the AI is able to predict your every single move. So how are you supposed to defeat an AI that's able to predict your every single move? So I really like that because the franchise is called Mission Impossible, and I want to see impossible tasks be done. Also, 7 movies into the franchise. For some weird reason, I was kind of expecting the quality to go down, but it didn't do that. It surpassed my expectations. Speaking of surpassing my expectations, introducing a new character or new main character into this franchise of 7 movies already, I was kind of expecting them to be annoying, but in actuality, they were the opposite of annoying, and they were a really likable character that surpassed my expectations, and that would be Hayley Atwell's Grace. But I guess my one main issue with Grace is the fact that she survives, because the AI said that either Ilsa Faust or Grace is going to be unalived in this movie, because Ethan Hunt cares about both of those women deeply. It turns out Ilsa Faust, ends up being unalive because she has more emotional weight carried with her death, because she's been involved in the Mission Impossible franchise longer. So that kind of sucks, but hey, what are you going to do? With that being said, my biggest issue with this movie is the fact that there's some guy from Ethan's past that's prior to Ethan Hunt being in the IMF, and I guess Ethan Hunt thought that guy was, dead, and that turns out to not be the case. And I watched all the Mission Impossible movies to actually have that question answered, because I thought that Ethan Hunt's past or origin story would have been explained within the first 3 movies, and I say that because I've seen all the Mission Impossible movies prior to doing this Mission Impossible Mondays, with the exception of the first 3. And I was kind of expecting that origin for Ethan Hunt to be within the first 3 movies. And that's just my biggest issue, because I assumed that was going to happen in the first 3 movies, and it didn't. It was like, oh, dang it. But also, why are you giving Ethan Hunt a backstory so late into a franchise, 7 movies in? Is it just because it's concluding now that you're going to give him a franchise? I could have been perfectly fine, with the next movie coming out, like entirety of 8 movies we never really understood or where Ethan Hunt came from. That would have been perfectly fine, and I would have been happy. But now you're giving him just a backstory because the franchise is ending. I kind of don't like that. With that being said, follow me for more Mission Impossible stuff, because next week I'm going to be talking about Mission Impossible leading up to the release of the movie.